Good morning, everyone, and welcome to what I prepped today. I don't know if I've told you before, but I grow some herbs, and I'm trying to grow a lot more because I spent so much money on herbal tea, right? So this is Echinacea. However, I usually grow Echinacea purpurea, and I want to grow some Echinacea angustiflora for the health benefits. I'm not so sure if these varieties give you health benefits, but these were $10 each, and at our Lowe's, they were marked down to $2. So I bought all 7 of them. And the reason I did that is because they're beautiful. They're a lot shorter than the regular ones that I have. And I need to redo this entire section here because the grass has grown in. So what I want to do is I thought that I could keep it mulched with cedar mulch because it's by the house. Didn't want to deal with landscape fabric, but I think I'm going to do some landscape fabric and rocks instead of mulch. So I wanted to make a row of these. I think they're orange sombrero. No, these aren't orange sombrero. These are salsa red, sombrero salsa red coneflowers. I also have the orange ones that I paid full price for, but that was to make a basket. So I did this. I need to get this done. I think I'm going to have some help come today and help me with that. But see, there are things like, look how long this has been bad. There's actually a 2-foot tall oak tree growing there that needs dug out and potted up. So then my local Lowe's also had these beautiful mums marked down. They were $6.98. That meant they were $2 because anything $9.98 and below marked down instead of being half off now is now just $2. So then anything $5 and below that's marked down is $1. So I was able to get these beautiful mums that are almost as nice as those, but still haven't opened, for $1. So I also got lemongrass marked down from, now that was only half off because it was half off annuals, and lemongrass is an annual. I bought 2, split them into 4, potted them up. I'll trim them back before winter and put them inside the greenhouse because lemongrass is amazing. It'll fill that pot in one season. You can actually just keep a small piece of the root, maybe like a 6 or 8 inch piece of the root of your lemongrass. It's good for cooking, and it's also great. The leaves are great for tea. So I separated those. So that right there is about, $15 worth of lemongrass. My pots, my dirt. But in the end, if I can keep remembering to bring it in the end, it'll be worth a heck of a lot more. So I think I did a video a few different times of auctions and things, and my son and I were on our way back from an appointment, and we stopped at a yard sale. We passed it. I said, hey, you want to stop at that yard sale? He's like, no, Mom, really, no. And so we passed it, and he's like, you know what? Let's stop. So we went back, and it was 3 houses in a row having a yard sale. So I'm going to show you what I got. And while I love thrift stores, I think yard sales can be a much better deal, even better than the auctions. So this is what I picked up. Now, I got to tell you that they had 4 boxes of canning jars, and I'm always in for more canning jars. Now, I pay 25 cents when I find them at a thrift store. I also buy them brand new with lids and rings, and that's about $10 to $12 depending on the size at Walmart. I don't pay more than that because I have a whole bunch, and then I know that they will get more in. So I don't feel the need to hoard them or anything, but if I see them, I'm going to buy some, right? And then I just spent probably about $150 on disposable lids, and I'm getting ready to order the, what are those called? Help me out here, Tattler lids, or the Harvest Guard ones. But I recently just potted up a ton of cactuses and succulents into clay pots, and my mother had given me all her clay pots, and I used every one of them except for a couple. So I saw these clay pots, and I asked, I jumped from canning jars to clay pots. Let me back up. I'm sorry. So I said, how much are these canning jars? And the guy said $1 each. And I look, and most of them are those small jelly jars. He did have some wide mouth, which I prefer, quart jars. He goes, those are my daughter's. She said they are in very short supply. I said, well, do you have lids? And he said, no. And I said, well, lids are what's in short supply. And he said, oh, but we went someplace and they wanted $18 for a 12-pack of lids. And I'm like, Well, yeah, that's price gouging, I said, but you can get these, and I pointed to his wide mouth quartz, brand new at Walmart for $12 a dozen, and they come with lids and rings. And he's like, oh yeah? And like, he wasn't mean, he was just interested in the discussion, but he wasn't picking up what I was putting down. If somebody comes along and pays him $1 a jar and $1 a jar for a jelly jar, like, God bless him. Great. He made out, and that person really isn't as informed as they should be, but it's a free economy. They can do what they want. Now, if I have time tomorrow, the yard sale was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and tomorrow is Sunday. So if I have time tomorrow and I remember, I will go ahead and go over, and if they still have them, I'll make an offer on the whole lot. You know what I'm saying? And, I mean, I could probably, they had a lot of jars. And I can give him a 20 if he wants to take it for 3 jars, or he can add them up and I will pay a quarter a jar. The reason I won't pay 50 cents a jar, seriously, that's $6 for something used that I can buy with add-ons for 12. So I'm not gonna, and not to mention the fact that if I buy them brand new, they're already wrapped. If I bring his home, I have to wash them, dry them, find a box to put them in, because that's how I store my canning jars, label them, and then wrap them in saran wrap. So for me, it's just, that's what I'm willing to pay. And it may seem like I'm being cheap, but when you do this stuff as much as I do, I know what I can get and I know what's out there. So I will pass those up if I can't get a good deal on them. So back to these jars. Recently used up back to the pots. I recently used up every terracotta pot I had. So I said to the woman, how much are these pots? And she said $3 for all of them. And I'm like, oh, okay, super. Do you have a box? I'll get those. And she went to get a box, and she came back and we started adding up my bill, and because I had other things in the meantime, and I wanted to put them in the box, and she said, no. She said, that's $3 for these and $3 for that. I said, oh, well, you said $3 for all. She said, yeah, I know, but I checked. So she talked to somebody who said, no, that big one shouldn't go with the lot, which was fine. This was the one I wanted. I really liked it. I don't think I'd have went higher than $3, but I like this for these huge aloes that I bought. And I want to put those in there. And when you have succulents, it is better to put them in a clay pot because it lets the roots breathe and get rid of the excess water. So I paid $3 for all of these, which is a really good deal. And I will wash them, but I actually like that they're old and vintage. And I really like this one. It doesn't have a hole in the bottom. I will put it, we'll wash that off with a hose, and most of that nasty paint will come off. It's not too bad. And then I'll put it over here with my other ceramic things that my husband is so sure he can use a ceramic bit on, and put holes in the bottom of those for me. So I believe, let's see, I also got this pot here. I already washed this one out for $1. I love it. It's nice and big and decorative enough to put into the house. And I bought this. Why? 75 cents seemed like, whatever. This stays outside because I lost my other one that was stainless steel. It was a French fry basket, and I use that to sift the dirt when I am taking dirt out of the gravel. And I'm going to show you what I mean, and that was 75 cents. So right here we have this strip of grass growing, and I want to dig that out, and we've done that here, and I can only do maybe a little bit a day. I can't do it all at one time because of injuries, but so what I do is I'll put a scoop in there, and I don't want this like gravel in my dirt where I'm going to use it, so I sift it out, and then I just dump it back in there, and then it just fills up really nicely here, and I have this whole section to do there. So I actually am just going to leave that there because that's where I need it to be. Alrighty, so the next thing I got was this lock. Now this is a stainless steel lock. It did only come with one key, so we've had keys made for this type of lock before. It's supposed to be cut proof because it's, this section here is only just a little bit exposed, but I've paid $15 for our locks, and ours are Keter-like, so this is a little inconvenient, but it'll be good for just that one purpose, whatever we want to do it for. So I paid $1 for a stainless steel lock. My son said he wants to take it to practice his lock picking skills. That's fine. It's a good thing to have. He needs a lock pick kit though first. So the next thing we got was this pipe wrench. Has a wooden handle. It's pretty vintage. It's nice. And I have resold tools. I know I could probably get $10 for that if I was willing to hold on to it. $5 if I wanted to sell it instantly. $1. It'll probably go in my husband's plumbing tools. He really likes the older tools. They break less. But then again, he has a lot of pipe wrenches. So then we got this rotating hand grinds thing for sockets. What's that called? It's almost like a breaker bar. I'm not sure about the name. It's not a Craftsman, but it was 75 cents. 75 cents. I'd have bought 2 or 3 of them if they had them. Next thing, we bought a vintage chalk line, and it needs squeezed back together on the top. 75 cents. So we are doing a lot of work, and my husband just broke a chalk line. You know what? He can either take it or put it in his vintage tool collection. Doesn't matter to me. And if he doesn't want it, son-in-law will probably take that. We bought gatehouse door hinges, 1 set of hinges. I did just stock up on hinges from an auction. Really didn't need it. Wasn't going to pass it up for 10 cents. It'll go in with our hinges. So normally you would need, there's only 1 hinge, but normally you'd need obviously 2 or more, but we have a lot of different sizes, and if you're in a pinch, you don't care. So these are good things to have, just in case things become harder to get, which might never happen, but oh wait, yeah, they are. And then this, of course, was my cardinal. It was just not a prep, so it was $1. Paid $1 for that. And then this one right here, a paperweight. I don't use paperweights, but check this out. It was 25 cents, and it's worth 41 cents. Not that we're going to break this open, but that we could. Like, why would you not at least sell that for the value? I don't know. I don't know. So, wonder if the bank would take that. I should go. And then the last thing I got was this Sterilite container. Sterilite, I love. They're made in America. They're the plastic of choice for me. However, plastic is really hard to get right now, and I can't get a lot of the clear containers, the larger clear containers, the Sterilite modular stackers that I use. And this is the older ones that I showed you that I used to use all of. So the woman was selling something inside of this, and I said, hey, how much for the container, just the container? And she said $1, which when I purchased them one at a time, they were $7 or $8. So that was a good deal, plus the fact that I can't get those anymore. So there we go. That's what I prepped. Most of this, I guess you would say, hey, that's not prep, that's yard sale junk. However, the Echinacea and the mums are just a great deal. I'm all about the great deal. The lemongrass is definitely a prep. And honestly, these pots are a prep because they are long-term, nothing I have to get rid of. And they're nice for the aloe, which, aloe is an herb, or at least a very beneficial plant. The tools are definitely preps, and so there you go. That's what I prepped today. Are you getting anything good from the yard sales? If you are stopping at yard sales and finding anything good, awesome, let me know. And if you're a content creator and you've gotten great things at yard sales, go ahead and put the link to your video in the comments so that we can see them. Alrighty, that's it. Talk to you later, and be blessed, everyone. Thanks for watching.